Hejsan. Hejsan. God morgon. Svart kaffe. Black Coffee Worship Podcast. Episode 5, we think, maybe. -7 this morning. The other day it was as well, I think a little bit colder, but yeah, it's cold at home right now. This was a quick idea and a quick podcast I was thinking of doing. Multi-camera testing out this time. Still on the older audio recording setup, but I'm thinking it might be cool to speak about, because obviously some people don't understand or know what it is, and it's a concept of a tradition that we like to do, and it's called Fika. Be launching a new series soon, and I thought it might be a good idea to explain what Fika is. There's a few different terms for it, and different explanations of how it's done. So I'll go through a few explanations and what it is to me and what Fika is for most people knocking around. So Fika, it's often translated as coffee and cake break, which is kind of correct, but it's really much more than that. Fika is a concept, a state of mind, an attitude, an important part of Swedish culture. Many Swedes almost consider it essential to make time and fika every day. It means taking time with friends, colleagues to share a cup of coffee, and usually like a sweet pastry, kanelbulle, we call it in Sweden, a cinnamon bun. So yeah, a lot of the Swedes, they do multiple fikas a day. It's usually the time in between or before breakfast, in between breakfast and lunch, in between lunch and dinner sometimes. So it's this little time to just pause, stop with a friend or a colleague at work and make time and make those dates and have those dates to stay socialising over coffee and cakes. And it's a nice concept to think about and live, as a lot of the time a lot of us are rushing life, and really it's just go and non-stop. So fika, the concept and the Swedish tradition that is, they take time and they meet up with their friends and they have coffee and cakes. It's usually in a term and sense to say ska vi fika, shall we fika, or ska vi fika nu, shall we fika now. You'll see a lot. It's quite a cool, trendy, Nordic Scandi concept that a lot of English cafes have taken on as well, so that you'll see them cropping up everywhere, and they've been around for a while, which is so awesome to see. You see Fika Cafe in Liverpool, there's Fika North, I think, in Leeds, and in London there's a few Fika cafes as well. So it's the Swedish concept of taking time, pausing for coffee with friends. I have this really rad book, The Little Book of Fika. I'll put it onto there, and I'll show over here as well. I got for Christmas from the missus. But yeah, it just breaks down some parts. I thought I'll just read what their concept is. Fika, a social coffee break with one's colleagues, friends, date or family, usually accompanied with a sweet baked goods. In a noun, let's have a fika, or a verb, shall we fika, ska vi fika, describing the act itself. This book's awesome. It just, pocket size, and it goes into all the different ways of how important fika is to Swedes, and how it goes like that. Good communication is as stimulating as black coffee and just as hard to sleep after, by Anna Lindberg, which I thought was a cool one. Coffee is a hug in a mug. I like that. Coffee should be black as hell, strong as death. That's probably my favourite one from the Little Book of Fika that I've got here. So, explaining about Fika, the getaway from this quick podcast episode is two things. The traditions and ways of having Fika for a Swede and a Scandi over in Sweden it's essential. People do it, and the elders do it, the teenagers do it, the workers do it. Everybody makes time to pause and stop and fika with friends and families. 2 things to take away would be, you guys go out and just try pause, try stop for a second and have a fika with your friends and your loved ones. Set a date with a friend that you haven't seen in a while. Go to the favourite cafe, drink some black coffee. Usually last maybe 25-30 minutes. Just have that pause, have that time to stand still and fika. Some Swedes fika 4-5 times a day. And the last getaway of this quick podcast episode about fika is to introduce my new series that I'm going to be doing more of, we hope. I've filmed one so far, which will be released real soon, and I call it Fika, which is a quick Q&A 10 question setup with multiple different people of life that I'm going to hopefully be bringing in. So the first one I've got coming with this series called Fika is Percy Bones, who's our Bones Blend collaborator. We filmed it in Leeds, it'll be edited and it'll be released pretty soon. But I want to do more quick 10 Q&A sessions, podcast 15 minutes long kind of thing, and it's us setting up cameras like this, setting the mics up and recording a 15-20 minute fika session and me answering these, asking these 10 questions over. Not too heavy, light-hearted, some fun questions in here, not deep rooting into issues and things, but about themselves. I want to be interviewing some people I've already asked about, their life and their mentality of how they look on the aspect of life itself, and the artists I'll be doing, more musicians, other roasters. If you know anybody that would like to be in an episode of Fika with Black Coffee Worship, drop us an email, a DM, comment below if it's on a YouTube, and we'll take it from there, see if we can get something going. I like to keep them as personal as possible, meeting up for these fikas. Like I said, 10 questions, 15-20 minutes, nice, happy, fun and easy. So yeah, that's the quick Black Coffee Worship breakdown. Podcast episode 5 about what is fika and the new series that's coming from Black Coffee Worship, Fika. Stay rad, stay hydrated, peace.